AGradaa practicing the fetish then and was living with AGradaa in AGradaa's house. Is that what it is? So is it like after the divorce, AGradaa has sacked Pastor Eric? Is that a story? They control what time is it. You don't control what time is it. It is they who have married you and they can sack you anytime. Because
Mama obi biara kwa babiem edwa ba this platform so aha gossip update so sarja mo ha de konkonsa trending ewo media so na me don asem ebro de bia na after say AGradaa etumi awale ne junior pastor Angel Asiamah ewie no amanfo bebre aba bontin aba kansem bi de afa ho a na enam no kasa so de ye Consellor Lutherodt eno so epiem aba bontin de nsem bi aba to social media so a wo girim say kanena na eye Pastor Eric ene eye AGradaa eti awalias no ekomia kwese Pastor Eric ene eye AGradaa endumi ankwasan ewo court enunti na eye AGradaa tumi ejaye eye ni kunu dada ye friend Pastor Eric no yenhu se eye Pastor Eric ene eye AGradaa etumi eche AGradaa jepade no na Consellor Lutherodt ede eye advice bi esanso eto social media so wo kire mu se awale a eye Angel Asiamah sisi an wotumi awale eye AGradaa no time na eye engagement ekoso no yenhu se eye AGradaa ene eye Angel Asiamah etumi akọ register ewo a court said de be ya in case says bibi esia na eye Angel Asiamah enso ne AGradaa eba ba chene japade nti Consellor Lutherodt echirimu a se Asiamah entumi anya saad no ankwankosan awale no ewo court de ya AGradaa can sack eye Angel Asiamah out of eye house because of say if you know one eye wane eye ono enisi da imponu Pastor Eric grandpa ona no atena ache krampa na oni jai no yenhu ewo social media so se eye Pastor Eric ene AGradaa etumi eche le japadiem ahwe for Consellor Lutherodt nsem na dos no bago jibre ne akọ ye nsem no abaye ba na mede kan no nso atwa so.
I have tried for 2 days to get details. So I hear Asiamah has just one child who is 9 years. I hear that Asiamah is a fashion designer with workers. And the ex-husband of Mama Pat, Eric, who was formerly married, Pastor Eric, who was formerly married to AGradaa, is the one sitting with a junior pastor who was in the wife's church. The issue here is, I have tried to ask those who are close and nobody seems to have an answer. That what type of marriage were the two of them practicing? Was it a fiawadie, quartawadie, or what? Because based on that, then the number of months that AGradaa and the husband's marriage occurred, going to marry again in the law court, the time is not yet up because by law, the divorce certificate gives you right to enter into the system after a year legally. So I don't know whether it was because he had the name Sanko. You see, what where they are married, no matter what they fear. Ever since they came to social media with this marriage thing, all I saw was me kuna be fear, and the fear was AGradaa's house. So Pastor Eric has been married to AGradaa, practicing the fetish then, and was living with AGradaa in AGradaa's house. Is that what it is? So is it like after the divorce, AGradaa has sacked Pastor Eric? Is that a story? Because we are looking at the validation of women in marriage and follow the conversation. Efiashua's first marriage with Abrokwa was in her house. And when it didn't work, Sáck Abrokwa out of the house. Mama Pat AGradaa was married to Pastor Eric. In those times, he was doing the Shigagari, whatever it is. We realized that the marriage didn't work. And AGradaa is still in that same nice house, very nice house with all the cars. And Pastor Eric is gone. So the validation of the woman, Efia will be talking about, that they have power to own what they own. There comes where right now, after all their powers, they accommodate the men in their homes. As they don't want them anymore, they discharge them out of their house. So a house is created by the man, and a home is made out of the house by the woman who is married. But in this case, I am still asking, what type of marriage were they in? Was it traditional marriage? If it was, then it's gone. If it was a legal marriage, was the property where AGradaa lives, was it part of the alimony after the divorce? Have they gone to that target? Is AGradaa holding a certificate of divorce, which gives her license to marry again? The law in Ghana, which is what we believe in the exchanging of vows between the two of them, they were practicing in the presence of a minister. I saw the marriage being contracted either in the sitting room of AGradaa, I don't know, but that's what I saw per the videos I've seen. I can't play all videos. And I saw a minister of God in full clerical helping them to exchange vows. I've not seen them signing a certificate, and I don't want to see to believe they are married. But if the minister of God really went into AGradaa's house to go and assist them to exchange vows in her sitting room to his church's register, because I'm yet to believe that AGradaa's 2 years of marriage has been gazetted to receive marriage in her church. Mind you, for you to be able to officiate marriage, it's not because you are a pastor in Ghana. For you to be able to officiate marriage, you need to be gazetted by the state. Your premises must be licensed. Fire service, AMA, TMA, KMA, you go through a lot of rudiments. Rules. Then your church is licensed. To the extent that a church 100 meters away that is not licensed can use your place as a center for marriage. Anytime a marriage is contracted in the house and you see a judge asking a registrar to carry the marriage register to the homes of people, by law, I am still studying that particular document that is illegal. Garden weddings are illegal. Hotel weddings are illegal. Beach weddings are illegal. Because the law under the Cap 127 says the marriage must be contracted by a licensed gazetted man. The premises must be licensed like a church. No hotel has been licensed for marriages. No beach in Ghana has been licensed for marriage. No event center has been licensed for marriage. No park has been licensed for marriage in Ghana. Not to talk of a home. Because you see, if you watch the marriage register carefully, the venue where you married is on the register. The time when they were signing must be on the register. The minister in charge, who has been gazetted, who has been given the value books, must sign and stamp. So these questions. The man of God that came to officiate the marriage between AGradaa and the junior pastor, was he fooling us? Or they did the right thing and were giving us camera tricks? Because he's a big man. Whether he was paid to do it, I have no problem with that. Because it was a service he was rendering. When you go to TMA, you go to AMA, you go to KMA, wherever you go, you pay. So when a pastor charges you to officiate your marriage, I'm not against it. It's a service they are rendering. No, I'm not against that. But I'm against when a pastor can leave his house and go to the house of another woman or man to go and sign marriage certificates for them and exchange vows. It limits your power of gazettation because your gazette cannot operate outside the licensed premises. That's what I'm saying, that it could be that what we saw on social media was just something for the cameras. But they could have gone to court, declared a 21 days ban, and if they declared it, unless the marriage between AGradaa and Pastor Eric was not a legal marriage. Because if it was a legal marriage, the declaration, the 21 days with declaration, could have been fought. Because AGradaa declaring that she's single is within 6 months. And it's unfortunate that immediately she declared she was single, according to herself. When immediately she declared she was single, then the junior pastor had boldness to come and propose to her. And in a previous conversation, the husband was not comfortable with the junior pastor's relationship with the wife, saying the junior pastor was interested in the wife. Nobody can stop AGradaa from marrying anything she wants to marry. But the right to discuss what she has done, that has gone into books. It's a lesson that we want to learn from. Because the junior pastor has been there, according to AGradaa, 2 years as a junior pastor. The husband, we all know from the beginning, was with AGradaa, supporting her too when she bought the church. And AGradaa made it clear to us that she bought the church because of the husband. And the husband was following some other senior pastors and refused to do the church that she bought with her money. So if they went to sign in court and they declared 21 days, then maybe Eric and AGradaa's marriage was a traditional marriage. There was nothing they were supposed to share. It means that Eric was married to AGradaa and AGradaa made all the work for herself. This is where Fia Schwarzenegger's validation comes into the scene. So they control what time is it. You don't control what time is it. It is they who have married you and they can sack you anytime. Because in a conversation, AGradaa says the husband has tamed her down. She's no more going to insult on Facebook. She's no more going to do all those things she does again. But she was married and was doing what she was doing. So the previous Pastor Eric, who was a husband, who was she submitting to? How difficult is it to control, manage a woman who you are living in a house as a husband? When a woman is the one paying the bills, how difficult is it to tame her down and move with her as a wife? So then Eric becomes the wife. I'm driving to a lesson. Now, AGradaa makes it clear that she's rich. She knows what time is it. The marriage between AGradaa and Eric went down the drain, and she said she was single. Marrying the junior pastor in the Thanksgiving service of AGradaa, AGradaa says this guy has been faithful to her in the ministry. And because of his faithfulness for 2 years, this guy deserved to be compensated with this marriage. That is a good thing. It makes sense. A lot of people have served and they have never been compensated. But could it have been that Asiamah, who was not married before, according to AGradaa, Asiamah has one child. Asiamah is a designer who sews and has workers. And Asiamah is being paid 2,000 Ghana cedis every month in the church. The sustenance of the marriage is not my worry. But the immediate elevation of a junior pastor to marry the senior pastor so they can run the ministry is my worry. Honestly. As I said, Nana AGradaa has the right to marry anything she wants. And under the law, she can go to the law court to marry anybody she wants to marry, even if the person, as long as the person is above 18. So when Asiamah she is younger, 40, and AGradaa is older than Asiamah. Yes, that one is on record. Asiamah has one child, AGradaa has more than one child. Asiamah is not financially sound if you are doing comparison between Asiamah and AGradaa per what she says. Asiamah is a designer who sews dresses and has a shop. But AGradaa has never posted Asiamah's shop before. But pays Asiamah 2,000 Ghana cedis. And they are married now as Mr. and Mrs. And an officiating minister in his clerical went to their home to officiate it. If it was not that they have finished what they are supposed to do in the law court, and officiating minister just came to do for the cameras, then the man has been fooled. The servant of God has been fooled. They have fooled the servant of God. They have made a fool out of Nyaminipa. They have. But my worry here is, Asiamah, who has immediately become prophet, reverend, apostle, angel, all of a sudden, after marriage. Where is Asiamah carrying AGradaa to? Because according to Asiamah, their whole family is disturbed. It's left with him, that he has not married yet. So everybody is asking, when are you getting married? Asiamah yana worry. 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 Yana worry. And while they are doing Asiamah yana worry, Asiamah has 9-year-old child, and it is on record. Say akoladi de Asiamah sheni ye papa. Asiamah shab of ready ye papa. With the 2,000 Asiamah takes. But Asiamah is on record to be said, say, Kawana AGradaa she, where the entire dear, Bibia a ɛsɛ otua but AGradaa say na niji na ebusua no hwehwɛ enti Asiamah di coconut baako kra ba ebusua bɛgye ama na nya ni peace of mind.
Awe ebusuafo nti we ne nsɛm kakra maboa no efiri yɛ country Lutherodt so a wɔde nsɛm bi abeto ntentan kɛse yi so a wogyerem sɛ Asiamah awɔle a wɔne ɛyɛ AGradaa ɛwɔle no sɛ ɔma nkɔ court ankɔ ama ɛyɛ court anasa aban amfa stamp pensi so a should in case says bibi esi a ɛnya de obenya bibia de efiri ɛyɛ AGradaa nkyɛn in the sense sɛ a wɔde ɛyɛ Pastor Eric ɛde no yɛ example de kyerɛ ne sɛ Pastor Eric krampa a wɔne no ɛtran mretinting na krampa a yɛ a wɔde gya yɛ ba no yɛ hu sɛ ɛyɛ Pastor Eric ɛne ɛyɛ AGradaa ɛkyɛn Japade mu a wɔde ɛyɛ this advice we aba abɔnten a meslo sɛ wɔ nsɛm bi ɛka fa nsɛm a yɛ Consellor Lutherodt aba kan to social media so afa yɛ AGradaa ne Ngege Asiamah ne ɛyɛ AGradaa ne junior pastor ɛyɛ Ngege Asiamah ho a meslo na wa drop comment ɛwɔ comment section hɔ na masan so aslo sɛ oba like masan so share video no ɛde kuma ondi no so tumi enya bi ahwe meslo sɛ na your first time na wo share this particular platform so aha ɛyɛ gossip update meslo no subscribe we are press the bell icon said there me the video to ma wada mo so sɛ tumi aka bi na tumi ahwe da foforo no masan so ahyia wo akara